this gets answered here.
Good.
Can you hear me now?
We made it.
No, can you hear me now? Oh, yeah, there you go. You can hear me now.
We made it.
We are jumping into the pool. Good afternoon, Evolution family around the planet. It is Wednesday, June 4th. It's way past 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm Jose Lambert of Archer Travel Service. We've had some technical issues today. So been like a little Twilight Zone type of Wednesday. If you were here at the 1 o'clock, we've had to do some things. So we have some schedule changes we want to talk to you about. We're still going to be doing Sandals events, and we're still going to have all that information available for you here on this Facebook page. So don't worry about it. It was just, stuff like that happens when you're dealing in technical land, right, Amanda?
Oh, totally. I mean, all the time.
It happens. So we just got to ride it out. But you know that we love you, we know, and you know that we are supportive of you. So today's going to be a good one. Let's go to the next slide. Here we go. Okay. We have one video that we're going to share at the end of it, which we showed like 2 weeks ago, but I love it so much. And I don't know if some of you saw the sales lab that I did. Reggie's out of town, so I'm taking his spot in the sales lab. And that happened yesterday, and that was really good. We got good numbers on that. And a lot of what he talked about was social media and a lot about the video tools. Right, Amanda?
Oh, yeah, totally. That's what the Sales and Marketing Lab is about, is finding out what resources and tools the supplier provides for you in marketing terms or sales terms.
Now, again, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket and just do social media and sit at home waiting for emails and stuff and social messages to come to you in engagement. You want to also get out in engagement in the community and start building your client base that way. Between those two markets, you should be able to be very successful. Now, today what we're going to do, and we always do this when we do Sandals, is we're going to show you how to book the right all-inclusive resort for your clients. And there is a lot of variety there. So you want to make sure that you do have, these products, and you know exactly where you can put your clients, where they're going to be most, where they're going to be most comfortable, and then they're going to get the better experience out of it. So if you want to copy this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation. I'll send it off to you. Let's not forget about this. It's going to happen in a couple of weeks, and this is at the Crown Plaza in Annapolis, Maryland. Ron Archer, CEO of Archer Travel, and then Tony Evans, Vice President of Evolution, are going to be doing a career in travel training and networking event. Again, there's a cost for Evolution agents to go to this, but if you invite certain people, they will go in for free. There's a code. They're going to be giving away some stuff. They're going to be giving away cruises, etc. For those of you who see, it's $10 for agents, and guests are free. So you want to make sure you get in on that. There is the QR code right there. I'll leave it there. Okay. We want to see a lot of people that are in this part of the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, even, agents from North Carolina that can go up there and come to this event. Maryland, if you've never been here, this is a beautiful part of the United States. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's a small town. And it's the home of the U.S. Naval Academy, and it is really cool. Really nice place. So there you go. I wanted to talk about that and promote that. Let's go to the next slide. We're also going to show a really cool Sandals video at the end of this, and we're going to talk about the Sandals sales. Okay, update. Booking the right all-inclusive resort for 2025. You should know that you guys book a lot of all-inclusive resorts. I'd have to say the majority of what you guys book is fun in the sun stuff. You book a ton of cruises, you book a ton of Mexico, you book a ton of the Caribbean. And that's great, and this is really good. A lot of people don't know what this is about. I just got off a cruise this weekend which had a lot of travel professionals and their significant others. And I was having a cocktail, and I was talking to this gentleman who is in construction, and his wife was a travel agent, and he was totally blown by the whole cruise principle. He's like, what? There's all these different brands? There's this and that. What's an all-inclusive resort? I said, well, so that just goes to show you that the majority of your people that you live around don't know a lot about travel. And this is important that you know this one, because this one's good commissions, and this can be a great experience for your family members, friends, and potential clients. Let's go to the next slide. Again, if you want a copy of this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation. Here we go, around the universe. All right, so Amanda, let's talk about the changes. And we're going to be putting these changes in the Travel Cafe. But here's the deal. On Friday at 11 a.m., right? Is that right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry.
Friday at 11
Friday?
a.m. is going to be the rescheduling of the Sandals supplier webinar training. Okay?
Yes.
And
yes.
and I just got and for the 10 o'clock as we wrap up for the week, Lance is going to join us via phone for that. At 10 a.m. we're going to give away something. And then at 11 o'clock at the top of the hour, that'll be for the Sandals webinar training. So you want to make sure you're here for that. Okay.
And then also we just added a Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruise training at 1 p.m. on Friday.
And that's really good because I'm going to show you. Oh, by the way, I went on this Ovation of the Seas. I interviewed Randy Rout, and we're going to have that interview that we're going to show on Friday. Okay, about all the wonderful things that Royal Caribbean's doing in the LA market now. And it was great to have. Now we have 2 Royal Caribbean ships. That's great. That's great. All right, let's get back to talking about all-inclusive resorts. Now, passports are required, entry requirements, and that's interesting how we just talked about cruises, and we talk about this element. Okay. One of the cruise lines, all the cruise lines in North America, when you're going out of Galveston or San Diego or Los Angeles, etc., now accept birth certificates, but they have to be the original birth certificates. Now, and then some agents think, oh, I don't need a passport to go to Mexico. I don't need a passport to go to the Caribbean because when I'm on a cruise ship, my clients use a birth certificate and they got off and they went to the Dominican Republic and they went to Honduras and went to Cozumel and blah, 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 blah. Okay? That is the cruise line principle. But if you are flying into these countries, if you are flying into Mexico, Jamaica, Aruba, Turks and Caicos, you need a passport. You need a passport. We had an issue with this about 3 years ago. An agent thought, oh, no, I go to Mexico all the time. I don't need a birth certificate. I'll have a birth certificate. I don't need a passport. And they booked like a $25,000 booking with family and grandpa and grandma, and they were going to go to Dreams and blah, 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 blah. And they got to DFW, and they said, you're not getting on. Well, we got a birth certificate. You need a passport. Check all entry requirements to all island destinations. Now, this is changing. They now, that electronic travel authorization that you need for Europe, they're going to start incorporating this here. So if you're booking out for 2026 or 2027, make sure you know about all this. Check Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Mexico. Those are the 3 biggest that you book. Those are. So make sure that, you have the right requirements to get them into, their place of destination to get to the all-inclusive resort. It's really important, okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. All-inclusive. Okay, what is an all-inclusive resort? What is it? What's included? The air, round trip, transfers from the airport, resort, hotel, all meals, all drinks, alcohol, all sports, golf some, like when you go to Sandals, the golf's included. Recreational activities, yeah. Not included sometimes are motorized sports in the spa facilities, but those are, I think some of those are, if I'm not mistaken, Sandals gives you all of it, even motorized sports, except for the spa. I think that's what they do. But check on your TA Sandals website and check that. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Types of all-inclusive resorts that they are. They're adults only. No children. No children. Be aware here. Adults only. That doesn't mean 17 and 18-year-olds can go here. 21 and above. Sandals, Secrets, Hard Rock, Rio. Rio has some properties that are family-oriented, but they also have some properties that are just adults only. Family, Club Med, Beaches. Beaches is the counterpart of Sandals. Dreams. Dreams and Secrets belong to AM Resorts, which is now part of Hyatt, blah, blah, blah. The Rio, the Hard Rock, non-spring breakers. That's kind of hard to find, but they are out there. Health and wellness, really big in the United States. Health and wellness, like you go there for the weekend and you cleanse yourself and you do the yoga and the mineral baths and all that other kind of stuff. Now, not all of them are all-inclusive. And what I mean by this is don't think, Cancun, all the hotels in Cancun are all-inclusive resorts. No, they're not. All the hotels in Puerto Vallarta, we had an agent think that. And then their clients got down there and they found out that it wasn't an all-inclusive resort. So we had a real, it's like, yeah, right? They think, oh yeah, gotta get down there to Cancun. Well, what? It's Las Palmas Hotel, and it's not all-inclusive? No, it's not, Mr. Client. Make sure it is, especially when you're booking, when you're booking on these engines, ALG, Expedia, RoomRes, make sure that it says all-inclusive resort included. Don't just think, oh, it's a Holiday Inn in Jamaica and blah, 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 okay? Okay, do your due diligence. Let's go to the next slide. All-inclusive resort locations. I love it when I get clients or agents call me up going, you know what, my client wants to go to Europe and he wants an all-inclusive hotel in Paris. No, that ain't gonna happen. In Rome, they want, in Tuscany, they're gonna go to Florence and they want all-inclusive. That ain't gonna happen. Primarily where the major resorts are in these areas. Mexico, in Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, Cancun, Riviera Maya, Mazatlan, and other places through Mexico, but these are the main cities of that. Costa Rica throughout. They even have all-inclusive resorts in the rainforest in Costa Rica. So not so much in San Jose, which is the capital of Costa Rica, but around the western part of the country, they have it up there. And then in the Caribbean, you have the Dominican Republic. Punta Cana is the big popular place. And you know what? When I was in Spain, a lot of people, this is where they go. They go here. That I talked to who had just gotten back from vacation, they're like, Punta Cana, Punta Cana, Punta Cana. I'm like, okay, wow. They didn't go to Mexico. This is the place. Jamaica, Ocho Rios, Montego Bay, very big popular towns for all-inclusive resorts. You also have it in Bahamas, Antigua, Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia. There was one in the United States that's now gone, so you don't need to worry about that. In the United States, they have more health and wellness. Yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, spa rub down, body, all that stuff. Sit in the mineral water. What do you call it? In the hot springs, right, Amanda? That's what.
Yeah, hot springs.
The hot springs. If that's your cup of tea, with no alcohol. I don't know if I could. They don't have alcohol in these places in the health and wellness, because you need to get healthy and wellness before you could go do that. So let's go to the next slide. I'm sorry. It's Wednesday. Hump day, we're getting through it. All right, I love this map. This will give you an idea of the Sandals resort locations. Now that our home, come share them with us. You need to have this map to know where, and these are some, and I know it's you have 2, 4, 6, 7 locations. There's 4 or 5 on Jamaica. There's like several of these that you go to one and you can visit others, and this is also where the beaches. Now beaches are in a couple of these locations, so you'll need to find that out. But here's the Sandals resort locations in the Caribbean. Get to know that, because you know what, they are a wonderful brand. They really are, and they know what they're doing, and and they're just getting better and better and better. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, here's AM Resorts. And AM Resorts, you can book them through ALG Vacations. You can also book them in RoomRes. You can also book them in Expedia Tap. And what are they? They're the dreams, the secrets. Okay, and they have all of these around here, so as you can see. Now, not all of these. In Puerto Rico, they have one resort, but that's not all-inclusive. So you really need to make sure that you check, what is all-inclusive and what not, and what isn't all-inclusive, because that's really, really important. And they have all the brands for Zoetry, Secrets, Breathless, Dreams, Now, and Sunscape. So there's a lot of there, available for you to book. You can book this through ALG, Apple Vacations, FunJet. They all are there for that. Okay, let's go to the next slide. All right, suppliers and vendors that sell all-inclusive resorts. You have the Archer Travel Preferred Suppliers. You have Pleasant Holidays, Delta Vacations, American Airlines Vacations, Sandals, Barcelo. They're a separate entity, but we also have a couple of others, so look for that. In Vax ALG Vacations, you have FunJet Vacations, United Airlines Vacations, Southwest Vacations, Travel Impressions, Apple Vacations, plus more. Other websites include RoomRes, Expedia Tap, Archer Go. Ask for sales, incentives, and discounts. There's always sales going on. Always. I'm going to show you a sale for Sandals. Don't just go to these TA portals and you don't put the sales element on it. Because you know what? I'm going to save the client $1,000. That's a nice chunk of change. And tell them that. But you wanted to go next February 2020. I got you, but I also got you $1,000 off. What? Yeah, great. Here's the credit card. Boom, let's book it. Move on, get to the next booking. That's why we push sales. And that's why you guys see that when these suppliers and vendors give you the sales, they're giving you these sales specifically for you to make the booking. So use those tools. Let's go to the next slide. What resort can you go to? Should I stay or should I go? High to low only. Here's a map of the Rio Properties in Cabo San Lucas. Wait, you know what? I got a question for you. Okay, airport code for Cabo San Lucas right now. Airport code. Tell me in comments room. Airport code for Cabo San Lucas. There you go. All right, let's get back to that and then we'll answer it. This is the Rio Palace, Cabo San Lucas. This is the Rio Santa Fe, and this is the Rio Baja California. The major resort here is this. There are 3 resorts. If you stay at the less expensive one, you stay here. If you stay at the most expensive one, you can have the run of all 3. If you stay at the Palace, you can go to the Santa Fe, you can go to this one over here, the Baja. Okay, but if you stay here at the Santa Fe, you only have to stay here. You cannot go. And the way they do this is they give you color-coded rubber wristbands that you wear while you're there. And there's a thing about that. Don't lose that wristband because then you can get fined for it. So it's really imperative that you know that. Let your clients know about this. There's nothing worse that we went to the Santa Fe, but we couldn't go over there. I'm like, what was that all about? You know, let them know about it. Well, it was the price point that you agreed on, and I told you that there's other resorts there. You can visit one, but you can't visit the other one, or etc. Tell them what the rules are about it, okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. Here we go. Qualify. Picking the right all-inclusive resort. Why are you going? Find out the reason. Is it, a honeymoon? Is it, why? Is it just we need to get away? How many nights you want, etc. Have you ever been to an all-inclusive resort? If yes, which all-inclusive resort have you been to? What did you like or dislike about it? Explain about the air and the transport portions. Explain about the excursions. They have excursions off-site, but be careful, some of these places are in dangerous areas. So know that. Don't just like, oh yeah, we're gonna go drinking and blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, there's weird stuff that happens. Are there any special circumstances and needs? Do we have anybody in a wheelchair? Whatever. When do you want to go? The dates. Do the clients have passports? And is everyone vaccinated? Now, I bring this up because here's the thing. I don't know if you've been following the news, but there's been a lot of weird, it's coming back again. It's like a horror movie that just will not stop. Right, Amanda? It's like,
oh yeah.
It's like they're talking about there's a variant over here and a variant over there. So I'm leaving this in here because this might change in 6 months. And that's when your client's going to go, or in a year. Okay, so again, be on top of that. Let's go to the next slide. Also, when are you going to go? You guys, and we're going to update this to you on Friday. Last week, on Friday, we showed you Hurricane, it was Tropical Storm Alvin. And we made a whole joke about Alvin and the chipmunk thing. And that didn't do very much damage over the weekend. As a matter of fact, it dissipated. But we are monitoring that because you book so much of it, and you book a lot of Florida, and you book a lot of the cruises, and you book a lot of Disney and Universal. And that is going to be really important how you get your clients there. And today we were just looking at what was happening in Florida, and I'm like, wow, they're getting a lot of rain today. And that's going to affect the cruise lines, and that's going to affect the park. So make sure, you get on top of that. We're going to touch on that on Friday. Qualify more. Wait. Can we go back? Go back. I forgot to make this point. Sorry. I get so caught up in the weather thing. Qualify more, make more activities, tours, fish charters, hike, nature. The more that you book outside of the resort on Viator or Expedia Tap or Archer Go, you get more commission, by using ALG, Viator, RoomRes, Expedia Tap, etc. So you really want to make sure that you book those things. And these are incredible, incredible events. Right now, the big thing in Cancun is what? It's the train Maya, right? It's the Maya train that goes all the way around the peninsula. And now you can go from Cancun to here, to Chichen Itza, on the train. It's like an hour and a half. Before, I remember in the olden days, man, when I first went here, it was the old rickety bus with the chickens in the top, and it was early in the morning. It was like going on an adventure, So, but hey, it's there. You guys need to know that. You book that, you make more commission. Okay, next slide. Now let's go to the next slide. Here we go. Okay, you pay what you get. If the client's at the price point going, no, I really need to be Jamaican, I can't afford that. We're going to go for $500. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get this. This ain't nothing. This is a Holiday Inn in Montego Bay, all-inclusive resort. Holiday, I mean, no, come on. You know what, Mr. Client? If you really want to experience the right way with the nice restaurants and the nice experience, and they have 2 or 3 pools and they have activities and stuff, step it up, upsell. There's nothing worse than someone wants to go there and they don't have a budget for it, but then you have to save or put it on a credit card. But it can happen. But don't go for the lower event, because then if you do that, they're going to be unsatisfied. They're going to be dissatisfied. They're going to be just dissatisfied and go, why did we even come here? Look, it's just like, so beef it up. You guys, we give you the tools. We show you the videos, and not just this brand. We showed you other brands like from ALG and stuff. Okay, top all-inclusive resort brands. Here are some of them. Iberostar, Hard Rock, Fiesta Americana, Dreams, Rio, Sandals, Paradises, Charisma Resorts, plus more. Hyatt Ziva, LeBlanc, Secrets, Hilton, Barcelona, Clubmen, Margaritaville. Those are a lot. So you want to make sure that you know these brands of the hotel brands that are there. Okay? Uh-oh. Am I in trouble? I'm always in trouble. Okay. Pre-travel prep the clients. Research the destination. Now, here's the thing. Client may not know, well, I don't know. We're torn between Bahamas and Jamaica. Or Aruba and Turks and okay, great. There's tons of video on YouTube. Tons that you can send them. Now, when you do send them, I would use the tourism brand. Don't go in there. You guys, when you go to YouTube, there's a ton of travel agents that have done a ton of videos on Aruba and Jamaica and all the cruise lines. You don't want to use that because they're very biased and they're very not real fun and informative. You want to use the cruise line videos. You want to use the videos from the tourism boards of these countries. They're usually shorter and they're better produced, and they really get the message out there of what their country and region does and what they can offer to your client. So send them Jamaica and Aruba and say, here's a couple of videos from their tourism board. Why don't you pick? Then they will pick. Prep all travel documents, tickets, reservations, passports, itineraries, prescription meds, airport transfers, travel adapters for home, for your trip, adapters for phone, laptop, etc. Prep correct way to pack for your client for the trip. Refer the client to the internet. There's several ways to pack for all-inclusive resort. Packing for an all-inclusive resort is different than packing for a cruise. Then it's different from packing for an FIT into Europe. Client must contact the bank, credit card company, phone provider to make sure they get that, or else they're going to get dinged with, roaming charges. Prep your family members, strollers, wheelchairs, etc. Make sure you have an MD referral for the doctor at the travel location if you need someone who has special needs. And then, COVID information, testing, vaccination, that may happen. So there you go. Let's go to the next line. You see, that's a lot of stuff you need to do to tell them about. Because there ain't nothing worse than they come back on, I forgot to call the phone provider, and now I got a $300, $400 because the kid was playing all day on the thing. So, all right. Prep the client for the trip. The wristband, fines from $75 to $150. Like I told you, when you check into these resorts, they will give you a wristband or some sort of rope or cord around your wrist that you must wear at all times while you're on property, okay? They're like this. If you do lose it, they will charge you $150 to $75 per day, because that's the only way that they can identify you for that plan at that one resort. So don't lose that. That's really, especially if you've got kids that run around on the pool and all that stuff, make sure that those wristbands are there. All right, let's go to the next slide. Pack basic needs. This is where they get you in the gift shops. I mean, they really do. It's all inclusive. You don't have to pay for anything. You got the food, the drink, you have the different restaurants, you got all the activities and all that. But if you miss something like sunblock, bug spray, aspirin, toiletries, this is where they get you. I mean, it's expensive. A lot of these products are over $20 and above. So you really want to make sure that you have all that. Tell your client about it, that they have everything that they need. All right, let's go to the next slide. I know someone didn't have sunblock on the Ovation, and they went down to the store, and it was like $15 for a little. It's like, well, man, that's awfully high. Enroll in STP, Smart Travel Enrollment Program. There it is, you guys. It's step.state.gov/step/. This is a given, especially if you're going to Europe, but anywhere in the Caribbean or Mexico. This will inform you, it'll give you an Amber Alert if there's any type of, let's say there's a storm or, you know, any type of natural emergency, whether it's an earthquake, tornado, like, right, Amanda? Tornadoes today, right?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
You know.
Any type of weather, all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Too.
so you have that, and you have social unrest and all that other stuff. So you want to make sure that, especially if you've got a family of 4, it's easy, it's free. Like I said, they will give you an Amber Alert if there's anything going on. In regards to this, though, let's go to the next slide. I don't know if you guys, we talked about this last week, but this is our travel insurer, Tinleg, and they're now offering you 18% commission. I'm serious. Look at this. I don't know of another travel insurer that's doing this with agents. 18% commission. Okay, now with Tinleg, it's very important if you've got those clients that are going down there for anniversaries and things like that, like, you know, they're going to Secrets, it's their 40th anniversary, get this for them. You know, especially with the airports. You guys are getting into the summer season. You know, it's going to be, flights are going to get canceled. If Orlando gets rained out, Orlando is the most traveled airport now. It beats Atlanta. It used to be Atlanta was the most, you know, with the most activity. Now it's Orlando. If there's a hurricane that stops the operation of Orlando for 8 hours, that affects the entire system across the United States. So that, you know, the couple that was going to go to Puerto Vallarta, they're now a day behind. They lost the flights. Get this. And you get 18% commission. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, Jose, how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I get Tinley? Oh, wait a minute. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, Jose, what's up?
What was the trivia question? Give me the airport code for Cabo San Lucas. What is it?
Okay, we got SJU, CSL, SJD.
Ding, 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 ding. SJD, which stands for what? What is the other town next to Cabo San Lucas? There we go, another trivia question. Tell me the town. The airport code is SJD. So figure it out. SJD. Okay, tell me the town that's next to Cabo San Lucas. There's the other one. If you want to join Tinleg, all you need to do is send an email to tinleg@artoftravel.com. You need your first and last name, your EVO ID, and your email address. Hey, senior leadership. Hey, recruiters, mentors that are bringing in new people, tell them about this. It's 18% commission, this pays out sooner than the travel commission. So you want
Jose Del Cabo.
Jose Del Cabo, that's right. San Jose Del Cabo.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yep, San Jose Del Cabo.
Del Cabo.
There you go. All right, ding, ding, ding. You won. All right, let's go to the next slide. I like throwing that at you guys, making you wake up a little bit. Try to fit in, ask for help. You know what, you guys? I was in Spain. I'm serious. You can spot tourists, American tourists, a mile away. You can, you know. Now, here's Amanda, check it out. They don't wear shorts in Spain or flip-flops. They don't do that. They don't do that. And it was like 80, 85 degrees. I mean, it was nice. But all the guys, you know, everybody's like working and stuff. No, they don't, casual stuff, no. And that's where they think that you're a tourist if you're doing that. And flip-flops is just for the pool and the beach only. You don't see that going to the clubs or the bars or the cantinas. Nope.
No flip-flops, okay.
Nope, they're real serious about it. Try to fit in, ask for help. Around the planet, a lot of people nowadays speak English, even in Europe. Europe, Mexico, all the Caribbean islands, there are people there that want to help you to make your experience that much more. But don't be like, ask for help and you will find it. And try to fit in. You know, don't be taking that Dolce & Gabbana bag and you're going shopping in Cancun or, you know, Montego. You just think about it. You don't want to stand out. You want to try to fit in, okay? Let's go to the next slide. All right, have fun, but moderation is the key, and that is the truth. I mean, you know, you can start early in the morning and it's hot and it's humid and you're in the water, but then you get like burnt like a crisp like I am right now. So you, again, have fun, but moderation is the key. Let's go to the next slide. You know, Lance was talking about all the great tools, and I've shown this video before. It's 1 minute and 30 seconds long. The production value on this is just, it tells exactly what the brand is. And you feel excited. It hits the nerves. I'll show you. Let's go ahead and roll it. Check it out.
When people look at us, they might just see an all-inclusive beach resort. But take a closer look, and you'll see we're so much more. Everything we do, from the design of our properties to the moments we create, is born from our deep connection with these islands. And with our people, the heartbeat of Sandals. Champions of the Caribbean, ambassadors of its heritage, drivers of its future. We are made of Caribbean, and we're bringing it to the world. Because the world deserves to feel the real Caribbean. The douchey, the liming, the irie, that's what we're made of. And as we build for the future, we're inviting the world to see. There's no better place to experience the Caribbean than at a place founded by a family from the Caribbean. Sandals, made of Caribbean.
Yes, sir. That is, I'm telling you. Now, you guys that live in Chicago, Detroit, up in there, Columbus, Ohio, Indianapolis, Indiana, the Midwest, man, it's like February. I always feel for you people. I used to live in there. I used to live in back East Coast, even on the East Coast, Buffalo, Niagara, all that area, New England, where it's like February, March, and you were just like, I'm exhausted of winter. I can't stand it anymore. I need sunshine. Bam, bam. This is it. Look at that video. You send that video to your clients in Michigan in February. They're like, get me out of here. Here's the card. I want to go. I need this. And they are opening this up to the planet. And you guys, this is a brand that is outstanding. It is. I was on the Ovation of the Seas with a bunch of other travel agents. And I was talking about us and how we were having Sandals week this week. And every single travel agent said, man, that product is excellent. I mean, I have people that come to it and they want to go again and again and again. They want to experience the other locations too. Now, we also have some other tools to help you. So we have this tool to help you, right? To get that out there. What else we got? Let's go to the next slide. Check this out. Here we go. Ba-bam, boom, right here, baby. 1,000. Save up to $1,000 off. Free Caribbean adventure. The booking window is now through June 15th. You have till next week to use this. There's the travel window, okay, through this year of 2025. They want to beef up that inventory, save up to $1,000 and free Caribbean adventure, also up to 66% off and plus a free night. So there you go, okay? We're going to post this in the Travel Cafe for you guys, but that's what I'm talking about, putting that sales element on it. If you say to your client, you know what, Mr. Client, I got you saved up $1,000. I also got you 65% off. I got your free night. And that. Yeah, here it is. Boom. Let's go. Okay? Now you're telling me, what else you got, Jose? Let's go to the next slide. Let's say that now it's Sandals, it's all adults, right? But here we go. Here we go. Beaches, endless summer now. Free Sesame Street character, breakfast and yoga. Well, I would like that one. Wouldn't you like that one? I mean,
Oh yeah, totally. Totally, that's so fun.
With Big Bird, or Elmo. I would go with Big Bird. I think hanging out with Big Bird would be fun, because I'm sure he does some shots at night. We could have, me and Big Bird have some. Anyway, I'm sorry. I know, bad humor. $175 spa credit. This is now again. It's booking through June 15th. This is the winner right here. Ba-boom. Endless sale. That's now. So check that out for beaches. All right, let's go to the next slide. If you want a copy of this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of this presentation. Any questions, comments, Amanda?
Yeah, some people are asking how do you get the recording. Well, it stays on YouTube. So I put the link in chat of this training. But if you want a copy of PowerPoint, email Jose. But I did put the link in the chat. So you can use that link to watch the video anytime on YouTube. I know Facebook changed now and they only save live videos for a month. So if you guys scroll back farther than a month, then you're not going to see the trainings anymore. So you can find those on YouTube. You can find them on the Travel Cafe website too under the trainings tab. Okay,
let's talk about what's happening Friday, all right? Well, tomorrow we have some Mexico trainings. We do have that going on, but on Friday, again, at 10 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to have the wrap-up for the week. gonna tease a little bit about what we're doing next week. And oh man, I'm really excited for next week. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we're gonna have the supplier webinar training with Lance. Will finally happen. You know, nature is nature, and you know, stuff happens on the planet. And then at 1 p.m. we also have a special training with Royal Caribbean International and with Celebrity Cruises, the sister brand of Royal Caribbean. That'll be at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Anything else, Amanda?
Yeah, and if you guys are Spanish speakers and you want to join the special tours Zoom call tomorrow, you can find the link for that on the Mexico news page on the Travel Cafe. So.
All right. I'm Jose Lambert of Archer Travel Service. I'll see you guys later. Bye.